Welcome everyone to Club Reaction to Livingston 0, Rangers 1. It's now 4 points to 55. We were made to work for it today by Livingston and by beaten, but 3 points is all that matters. I am your host Scott Carney, and joining me is Ali Pearson.
How we doing, lads? A step closer to the title.
And Scott Gemmell.
Evening, boys. Turned out to be enjoyable.
In the end, mate, yes, in the end, that was a gruelling watch. I didn't think we were going to have much to talk about kind of halfway through the first half, but things sure sparked into life and we were witness to some crazy decisions again, rushes of bloods to head, etc., etc. But it's 3 points, gentlemen, and it's all that matters, and we've ticked another one off. So we'll jump into the starting 11. The starting 11 was McGregor, Patterson, Goldson, who was making his 150th competitive appearance for Rangers tonight. Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Kamara, Arfield, Kent, Aribo and Morelos. So congratulations, Ali, you have a starting 11 correct, mate. So no shock for you in that.
Did I get a prize for that? For predicting
no.
That?
No, you don't. No.
I nearly got bloody Goldson correct, first goal scorer as well.
I know. But yeah, no real shock, Scotia, for you either in the team.
No, I don't think there will be. I mean, I looked at the bench, and the only one that would Hadji wouldn't surprise me, but everyone else, if they were in, they would surprise me in what the team was. But no, that's kind of what I expected it was going to be. There's obviously the question marks over Patterson and whatnot, but yeah, from what we had available, that's what I thought it'd be like that team.
Yeah, I think obviously the most controversial one is obviously Patterson, but that's not for today's pod. Gerrard's decided to go with that team. We need to back that, I suppose, and if he's available to play, he's available to play. So with Balogun being out, obviously it seemed like the right thing to do. So we'll jump into the game. So the first kind of 15 minutes, really, there was very, very little to speak about. The first 5 minutes was all a bit of nothing, really. Scrappy, throw-ins, Rangers towards the 6th minute got a first chance to break forward. Arfield gets the ball on the right-hand side, beats his man, but it's taken out, and I can't believe that I'm saying this, but Beaton produces an early yellow for the Livingston player. At the end of the day, it was a booking, but it's not always something you see, especially in Scotland, and that is the last time I will be praising John Beaton throughout this podcast, gentlemen. There is no chance he's getting out of this unscathed, I'm telling you. On 8 minutes, Livingston got a shot from distance. It's the first attempt on goal, but it's well wide. First 15 minutes, Rangers really struggling to get any sort of rhythm going, to settle in and they start playing a game. Of course, the absolute embarrassment of the pitch isn't helping it. It's not really easy for any team to try and play football on that. Livingston seem to be targeting the long diagonal ball out to their left or right-hand side, obviously where Patterson's playing, to try and get some joy from second balls. But neither of the two teams really doing anything to trouble the goalkeepers. 18 minutes, Rangers are awarded a free kick on the left-hand side. It's a good ball in by Barisic towards Goldson, but it's dealt with by the Livy defence. 19 minutes, Morelos then tries his best to get something going, but again it's quite easily dealt with by the Livingston defenders. So we move on to 20 minutes. It's a bit of a break in the play. The Livingston player going down with a hamstring. It looked like anyway, and they have to make a sub. But Ali, there's not a lot to report here.
No, the first 20 minutes, I think I had a couple of notes down, which was, I think the Livy guy got booked and we had a corner. That was as eventful as the first 20 minutes was. It was very poor. It's how I thought it would be, to be fair. I mean, I don't know how many years we've moaned about this Livingston pitch. Scotia actually put in the group chat something to do if it rained, it would help Rangers, and it's true. That pitch tonight was unbelievably dry. So, see to run with a ball in that pitch, a pass, it sticks all the time. See if the pitch was wet, it would pass a lot better. But it wasn't a great first 20 minutes. It really wasn't. It was uneventful.
Yeah, was that what you were meaning, Scotia, about it raining?
No, not at all, no. But I get where Ali's coming from now that you said it. No, I'm talking about, because usually
you should have taken that, Scotia, as it says, I meant to say that.
No, it's because in Europe, when there's been like fireworks going off in front of the hotel and stuff, and then we've managed to score an absolutely cracker when it's been pissing it down with rain. So that's what I was meaning, but I'll take what you said, Ali.
But yeah, so the first 20 minutes, honestly, nothing to report. I don't want to waste your time listening to this, trying to make something out of nothing. We move on to 24th minute. Kent was dropping deeper at this point, coming more central as well. He took on his man, beats him, but he's brought down. 25th minute, Aribo on the right hand side beats his man and he's brought down. This is what Livingston are all about, though. They stopped the team that they are playing against. They're trying to be able to play any sort of football, try to get their game going, and they're going to try and obviously take any sort of chance that comes their way. 28 minutes, Livingston then go up the park and have a half chance again, but the shot from the edge of the box is well blocked by Hollander. 29 minutes, Aribo then gets to the byline for the first time, down the right hand side, close in on goal, and the cross is kind of off the keeper, but there's not really much else you could do with it. It goes out for a corner. The best chance of the game then comes to Hollander at this point. Rangers get a corner. It's a great ball in for. We actually get the corner from a resulting free kick. It was actually a great free kick in by Barisic, but it was out for a corner, and then the corner comes in. Hollander meets it, but it's just over the bar. But it's easily the best chance of the game. Scotia, you begin to think at this point it's going to take a bit of magic, or are we're going to suffer a 0-0 draw?
Yeah, the further it went along, the more I was thinking that. Yeah, because I mean, even in the first 10 minutes, it's been similar to a lot of games recently where the opposition teams come and had a wee bit of a go at us, tried to sort of hit us pretty early, and we were kind of sizing the game up, and as I was expecting that we would start, manage to get into control of the game. It just never materialised, and yeah, as the further it went, I was just going like, oh no, and then it continued the whole game really.
It was a turgid affair, to be honest. It was what you expect when you go to the Spaghetti Arena. Do you know what I mean? It's just what you expect it to do. And I don't want to keep on about the pitch is so bad. I mean, how it can pass any sort of standards that need to be met. I don't even know if there is standards that need to be met by the SFA for a game to be played on. But the pitch just stops anything from happening. It stops any form of decent game of football really developing, and it's just a really poor one it's really just a poor thing to sit and watch, to be honest. But Ali, has Hollander got to do better for this header?
I thought he probably should have scored looking back at it. I think he was wrestling at the time. I think it was Bartley he was up against, but I mean he was really close. It was just over the bar, but I probably should score, to be honest.
Yeah, it was unlucky, I think, to be fair. He was under a bit of pressure. So we'll move on. The things are about to liven up a wee bit, gentlemen. Livingston then get a good chance in the 35th minute. Cross from deep on the left-hand side. From Levy's left-hand side, sorry. Hollander's kind of caught the wrong side of his man. Robinson doesn't quite get his foot on the ball. Hollander does enough to kind of put him off. But again, it was just a wee kind of warning sign, and it was turning into one of the games where I thought if they get a goal, I'll start to worry for Rangers being able to equalise. And then comes probably the most contentious part of the game. So Alfredo Morelos is the ball over the top. He's through. He gets a touch to the ball before the keeper. There's blatant contact. Beaton then books him for diving. Now, after my praise for him and the early booking that he gave against the Livingston player, he's got this one wrong, and it's not just wrong, it's very wrong in the fact that he's now booked Morelos for diving. I know Rangers can obviously appeal this because you can appeal a booking for simulation, but we're obviously going to come into beating and it gets worse. But Ali, I mean, I thought it was a penalty initially.
I'll give you one reason. His name is Alfredo Morelos. That is the only reason why he's booked. That is the only reason why it's not a penalty. You could probably say the way Morelos goes down at times, it possibly looks theatrical, but he's going at pace. The keeper's caught him. It's a stonewall penalty. Beaton, I mean, he got the yellow card. He was getting the yellow card as he was running towards it. It was all happening. He was desperate to book him. And I mean, what's the linesman doing? He's right across from it. How does he not see it? It was... as soon as that happened, I thought, oh, fuck, we're up against it now again. And obviously, you'll come on to Gerrard at half-time, but no, it's a stonewall penalty.
Scotia, are you in agreement?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no more to add. Yeah, I thought it was a penalty. at first. Yeah, it's like because it took a wee while. I just looked at it, he's went down just a wee bit too theatrically, as Ali says, and I was just like, he's going to just my experience of beating in the past. I was like, he's going to get booked for simulation here, and it happens. And yeah, the linesman should be doing a lot better, in my opinion. Beaton might be the wrong side of it potentially, but so I think the linesman needs to play a major part in that there. So you need to ask questions to him as well. But it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, and I didn't have much faith in that linesman, to be honest. At one point, right early on in the game, I forgot to note it down. It was a blatant corner for Rangers, and he's standing getting a by kick. Do you know what I mean? And you see what I was talking about. And I'm like, what's he doing? Obviously, Rangers still got the corner, but I'm like, what is he doing? So you've obviously not got much faith in the linesman at this point. But with the games being no crowds as well, I'm not saying there was enough contact for the noise to be made, but it will sound different and they'll be able to hear more. And I don't know, it's just such a poor decision. It really is. And am I surprised with Beaton? No, I'm not, because he's not good enough to referee in this league. Never mind the lower leagues. He's shocking. So we'll move on from that. We're about to come back to him anyway. So 38 minutes, we've got another great chance. Rangers are down the left-hand side. The ball falls to Arfield in the middle of the box, but he puts it wide. He has to score here. This one should be a goal. He has to be scoring. There's nothing really else about it. But it did seem at this point, Scotia, that the team might be kind of sparking into life a wee bit.
Yeah, I mean there were hints of it every now and again. It looked like they were doing, and then it kind of all fell apart again. And I think that comes down to the pitch. I think for this Arfield chance, I think the Livy defence do pretty well to narrow off his target. Because when you first see it, you think he's got a big, wide, gaping goal. But then when you see the replays, you can see that he's actually only got a wee bit of the side to hit. So I think the Livy defence do pretty well there. But yeah, I mean, we were having wee sparks of, right, we're going to kick on from here. But it all just kind of fell apart right after it, every time it occurred.
Are you in agreement, Ali, with Scott there, or do you think he should be scoring?
Oh, he's got to score. I've writ Arfield sitter. I mean, I'll be honest, I thought Arfield was poor tonight. I thought he was really poor. Arfield looked way off it. But I would say I agree with you in terms of after 30 minutes, I thought Rangers took control of the game and looked more like Rangers again. You could see the goal coming. Obviously, the Morelos thing with the penalty not being awarded didn't help, but Rangers were growing into it more. But in terms of that Arfield one, he's got to score. But how many times have we seen Scott Arfield miss unbelievable self? For some reason, he can't shoot sometimes. It's frustrating.
It is frustrating, but other times he hits the ball really well.
Yeah.
Like the penalty the other week there when he hits the bar as well. When Morelos goes down, I mean, what a strike it was. Yeah, very much so. But anyway, we will move on. So there's 1 minute of added on time at the end of the half, and now comes probably something that's probably going to run, to be honest. So a half that won't be remembered, let's be honest, apart from the Morelos incident, really. Gerrard then goes over to Beaton on the pitch to talk to him. Beaton looks like he refuses to speak to him. The camera then picks up the sound. Gerrard responds with, I know why you won't talk to me, because you're effing out of order and you know it. Something along them lines. Gerrard walks away. He's then booked as he's walking away. After seeing it back, he kind of turns round again. I'm not sure what Gerrard says, but it's still another 5 seconds or so as the kind of camera's turning around, and all of a sudden Beaton's behind Gerrard again and produces another yellow and sends him off. Now, this can't continue, in my opinion. Beaton he's not even nearly at a standard to be able to referee in these games. And after hearing all year from a certain club that shares a city with us that it's the Mason refs and the refs are giving Rangers everything and whatever else, Beaton is not good enough, and it's continuing to go on and roll on and on and on. And I'm really not sure. He is as much an embarrassment as that pitch is. He is. I really think he's that bad. Scotia, make some form of sense of this. I understand Gerrard's went a wee bit crazy at this point, but he's got an argument.
Yeah, I mean, I missed all this initially. I'm away in a hotel at the moment for work, and I missed what was happening. So I heard from you, so I rushed back inside. I went out for a wee half-time smoke, rushed back inside and kind of caught up with it all. And I don't know what's happened. I don't understand what Beaton's doing. I mean,
I know why he's done it. Sorry, Scotia, continue, but I'll tell you in a second.
But like he's got well, as you said, he's got done for swearing at first. Now he swears while he's speaking to Beaton, but does he actually swear at him? Does he like mean to like you're a fucking man, something like that?
Yeah.
Rather than he's just saying, I'm not sure, but I don't know. And then it's when the second yellow comes out. It seemed to take an edge after the first. You know, Gerrard's away walking away. No one knows anything. I think Defoe actually starts walking up to Beaton, and then all of a sudden the next second yellow comes out. So I'm perplexed.
I think as well, I'll agree with what kind of Chris Boyd said at half time as well, believe it or not. But it's as if he's got too much time to think about what he's doing, and then just produces another yellow. Ali, what's your thoughts on this?
I think he's done it because the Sky cameras are right in front of him, and it's the John Beaton show. I'm going to make an example of Steven Gerrard in front of the live audience out there. I mean, the first booking from Gerrard, he's basically said to him, like you guys have said, "Are you not speaking to me?" And then he swears about it, walks away.
But yes, Beaton's blatantly walking away from Gerrard. He doesn't want to talk to him. Do you know what I mean?
The second yellow, I really do not know what it's for, because he's gone by then, Gerrard, and he books him again. Gerrard kind of looks at him as if to go, I mean, you can put John Beaton in the same class as a lot of these referees. I mean, we talk about the referees a lot in this, to be honest. I mean, we don't want to talk about referees. We want to talk about the football. I mean, but you can put him in the same class as Kevin Clancy. Two absolute clowns. I mean, he's not called Cheating Beaton for nothing, but no, I thought it was poor. I'll be intrigued to see what Gerrard says in the Rangers interview tonight, whether he'll reference it at all or whether he'll just think, no, I'm not even going to talk about that. But I thought it was poor. In fact, it panned to Gerrard near the end of the game, and you could lip read Gerrard because he was looking at Beaton, I think because of the Alan McGregor thing, and he was basically calling them all sorts because you could lip read it. But nothing surprises me with Beaton, but aye. I was rather it was Gerrard sent off than Alfie.
Yeah, that's true. But then it sets a tone for the second half, really. And I'm surprised this game finished with 11 men on each side, and not because there was anything really serious that happened, but just because of the mood that Beaton seemed to be in. I was convinced that there was going to be some form of sending off. But excuse me, we'll jump into the second half. So Gerrard obviously takes his seat in the stand. And as I've just said, my opinion was that Beaton will either send off a Livingston player or send off Morelos. It really depends how he's feeling after being told that he's got the penalty decision wrong. Rangers, I thought, it took the lead at this point, 49 minutes. Rangers have the ball in the back of the net from a cross, from a free kick on the left-hand side. Goldson wins the header, but it's just offside, literally just offside. And then Goldson gets a punch in the face from the keeper for his troubles. But Rangers definitely started the half with much more intensity. Definitely would like to try and kind of push the issue as much as we possibly could, because we weren't doing enough in the first half. 55 minutes we were then subject to a fireworks display. Very strange, this one. Bits of fireworks.
What was that for?
Well, it took me a wee bit of time for it to click why it was happening and the time that it was happening exactly at, and then I went, oh yeah, 55, now I get it. Obviously on the 55th minute. So I presume it was Rangers fans. I'm presuming it was Rangers fans. And then obviously Beaton has to stop the game for a few minutes as there's obviously wee bits of firework and stuff landing on the pitch, which isn't great. It's not a great look, to be honest, gentlemen. Bits of flaming firework landing on the park, Scosh.
No, I think one of the sticks that holds the rocket up nearly went through someone. It wasn't that far away from one of the Levy defenders. So not great that respect. And then obviously because it's an AstroTurf pitch, if one of the fiurworks lands in there, it's not fully extinguished. Most exciting thing of the game, but.
Well, I suppose it kind of was, yeah. But at first I was definitely a bit confused by it. I was like, what's happening here? And then obviously it clicked on me. But yeah, not the best thing to be doing over a very dry carpet that could go up in flames at any point. So we'll jump back to the football, obviously. 57 minutes, Morelos has a decent chance. I'm sure on a grass pitch where the ball rolls the way it should, Morelos would make a better attempt at this, really. He's through on goal, but it's held up. And it's kind of under his feet when he gets his shot away, and it's saved by a Livy keeper. 65 minutes, Rangers giving a lot of silly fouls away at this point, allowing Livingston to pack the box as much as they can. But to be fair to the Rangers defence, they deal with everything that comes their way, and Livingston really not getting anything going. 66 minutes, Jason Holt, formerly of this parish, then upends Ryan Kent to be the 44th Livingston player to be booked, I think, which turned out to be his last involvement in the game, and he gets subbed off. 69 minutes, Patterson picks up the ball from a poor clearance from the Livingston keeper, powers forward on the right-hand side, final ball into Kent. It's just a bit too hard and it's just in front of him and he can't get to it. So that takes us to 70 minutes, Ali. I'm not thinking Rangers are scoring today, to be honest.
No, I text you in the group chat to say this has got a 0-0 all over it, or a 1-0 to either team. Because I've seen games like this previously where Rangers have most of the ball, they run up the park, get a corner and score, and that's it. I've seen it umpteen times. I really didn't see a goal in it. I mean, you'll probably come on to Morelos the next part of the game. We missed far too many chances as well. Never really worked the keeper at all tonight, I don't really think, to be honest. But no, it had one of these games as a boring 0-0 draw, to be honest. Kind of like the first game we played there.
Yeah, that's all I was thinking. That's all I kept flashing back to, was this is just going to be nothing each again, or we're going to get hit with a sucker punch. Schosh, what you thinking at 70 minutes?
I think I was nearly falling asleep, to be honest. It was getting to that stage. It was just that there was nothing apart from that wee firework display. It was just dragging on a wee bit, to be honest. We weren't clicking it together. The wee moments we did have, they didn't come off in the end, and then we didn't kind of capitalise and drive on forward from them. We just kind of fell back in, which I suppose maybe credit to the way Livy played. They kind of disrupted our flow, but I would rather they didn't. Just allowed us to watch a bit of a decent game. But I think a lot of that's down to the pitch. The pitch doesn't hold to our style of passing along the deck really well.
But I don't think it holds to any style of football, mate, apart from a long ball or something. Like, I genuinely don't. I don't think it shouldn't be in professional football. I understand the thought behind it all, but I think there's 2 games being called off there for this all-weather pitch this season, and there's been 0 called off at Ibrox this year. Rangers play with a grass pitch, or a grass hybrid pitch if you like, but I think that pretty much tells you the story that you need to know about plastic pitches. They're a joke. I can't stand them. I hate the way they look, and I hate the way football's played on them. Anyway, so on to 72nd minutes. Well, just before that, Morelos was battling his way through down the right-hand side. He gets the shot away from a tight angle, but it's across the face of goal and well wide. But the chances had started to come from Morelos. He was finding himself in wee bits of space. And then comes on for Scott Arfield, dropping Aribo back into the midfield 3. Ali, we've already kind of went over. Arfield, he wasn't great today. He really didn't have much impact on the game. What do you put it down to? Lack of games, do you think?
Yeah, I would probably say that. He didn't start in Europe, obviously. I mean, I said I would have, although I like Aribo in the front 3, I would have dropped Aribo into the midfield 3, and I would have played Hadji over it. And I didn't think it offered very much when he came on, to be honest. Again, he's had cameos and he's looked all right at times, and other times he's looked not that great, to be honest. But I would have rather Hadji. I thought that was a game for Hadji to unlock a door, but obviously he didn't think that way. But no, in terms of Arfield, he was quite poor. But I'll put it down to sort of he's not played much football, to be honest.
Yeah, giving him benefit of doubt on this one, Scotia. He's not played a lot of games recently.
No, he hasn't. And to be honest, the whole team weren't playing really great. So, if someone's having a bit of a poorer game, they're maybe going to stand out a wee bit more. But you couldn't write home about many players for the first sort of 75 or so minutes.
Yeah, that's very true, mate. It's a very good point. The whole team, the team as a whole, weren't great today, but a number of factors were put into that, as we've spoke about. So 75 minutes, Morelos is then clear through again down the right-hand channel. Gate passed through by Kamara, but he smashes the ball across the face of the goal again, and the shot's wide. There's options here to square the ball, so this was the first time that I got frustrated with Morelos tonight. I don't really get frustrated with him very often, but this one, Scotia, I think he's probably made the wrong decision and probably should be squaring that ball.
Yeah, he should do in retrospect, but I think he's probably getting a wee bit frustrated with himself that he's missed. There's a few chances up until then that he's missed that he would have wanted to have done better on, so he's maybe just trying to take the man on himself. But yeah, the better option would have been to play someone else in.
Yeah, and then 80 minutes, Rangers get another great chance from a corner. Goldson wins a header, and Morelos is at the back post. He can't head the ball into the net, unfortunately. Probably put off a bit by the keeper, but he should still be at least making the keeper make a save here, and it goes wide for a goal kick. He's got to do more here, Ali, surely.
He's got to score for me. The only thing I can say is what you just said. There's the goalkeeper's possibly put him off, and he's kind of taking his eyes off the ball. But no, when he missed that one again, I thought, no, this is not our night, to be honest, and it's definitely not Morelos' night.
Yeah, at this point, their keeper then gets booked for time wasting because Beaton was just if he didn't like you for that particular second, he was booking you. That seemed to be the way he was judging tonight's game, and I wrote down at this point this is getting 0-0 written all over it. 83rd minute, great play by Patterson down the right hand side, cuts it back to Davis, who's bombing forward. He then cuts it back to Morelos in the box. He takes a touch and on the half turn gets the shot away, but it's quite a poor attempt and an easy one for the keeper to save. And finally, we move on to 86 minutes. Great patient build-up play from Rangers. Probably the best we've done the entire game, the build-up. Davis gets it at the edge of the box, plays Kamara down the left-hand channel, who does really well against two men. Cuts it back to Davis, who's inside the box now. He gets the shot away. It's a good save by the keeper, but the rebound is straight into the path of Morelos. At the back post, he's all on his own, and he taps it away. Scotia, justice has been served.
Yeah, thank God for that. I got a wee bit of the fear. I'm watching it on my laptop tonight, and it's a awfully smaller screen. And when it went in, I was like, yes, but then I was like, oh no, is he offside?
I stopped as well, mate. I stopped as well. I was like, wait.
But yeah, thank God for that. Yeah, we deserved it. We were pushing. But I mean, I heard Crocker say there wasn't a shot on target in the first 45 minutes. But in the second half, we'd had a lot more shots on target, and then the shots that were off target, they weren't far off target. So we were pushing, knocking at the door that way. So yeah, and it was really good sort of build up play to get it in, and then yeah, Alfie knocks it away.
You couldn't ask for a better man even to score the winner, Ali.
I never thought he would score it now, to be honest. It was really good play by Kamara. He did really well to keep the ball alive out of Davis. Tries to kind of pass it into the far corner. Wasn't he right in the corner? Keep the palms out, and exact same as you two. I'm waiting for that offside flag to go up. So you've got that kind of delayed celebration. So it's a weird celebration. You're like, yeah, but then you go, oh shit, he's gonna put that flag up, and it didn't. He wasn't offside. He was never offside at all. But you've always got that fear, and yeah, at that point, I thought, like you said, justice has been served, and I thought, right, let's just see this out. Rangers and get out of here with 1-0.
Yeah, let's get out of here with 1-0. That's all I was thinking as well, mate. Rangers then have another penalty claim on the 89th minute. Itten goes down in the box. He's pulled back. He has a hold of his arm. It's a foul to me. I would say it's a penalty. Ali, would you agree?
Yeah, I thought penalty initially as well, but not surprised we didn't get it, to be honest.
No. Scotia, a penalty for you?
Yeah, when I first seen it, I was like, yeah, that's a penalty to me. He's holding him back, not allowing him to get to the ball. Yeah.
To be fair, Livingston spent that whole game grabbing our shirts. I've never seen a team grab our shirts as much as Livingston tonight. I thought it was shocking at times.
I think Kamara's shirt's about 3 sizes bigger tonight. Every time Kamara get the ball, somebody get a hold of his jersey. But it's just their style of football. It's the way that they want to play, and that's fine. I mean, if that's the way they want to do it, it's fine. And they were doing everything they could to stop Rangers building on anything or getting momentum going or kind of anything like that. 4 minutes of added on time then on the 90th minute. Zungu comes on for Kent. McGregor's then booked for time wasting, even though there's a sub taking place, but we are now fully subject to it's Beaton's ball and it's Beaton's rules, so we just have to go along with it. Livingston have one more kind of huff and puff, but nothing comes of it, and Rangers see the game out. So full time, Livingston 0, Rangers 1. Thank you very much. I'll take that all day long. 3 points. Didn't think we were going to get the win. Delighted the fact that it's Morelos that scored that. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic. And 4 points to go now, Ali.
Yeah, it potentially could be less points the way it works out. I mean, if we win at the weekend and Celtic drop any points, we win the league. If we
So exciting, isn't it?
There's so many
So
scenarios. Even if we get beat at the weekend, all we need to do is beat Celtic at Parkhead. If we draw at the weekend, all we need to do is draw at Parkhead to win the title. So there's tons of scenarios, but 4 points guarantees it. But no, I was delighted because I'd just seen 0-0 in that game, which wouldn't have been a disaster in the whole grand scheme of it. But to get 3 points, to roll into Saturday, 3 o'clock at Ibrox kickoff, which I'm delighted about. No, I'm buzzing for Saturday now.
Yeah. Full-time thoughts, Scotia?
I'm glad we scored because it woke me up a bit. As I say, I was falling asleep, and I'm like Ali there. I was like, 0-0's not the end of the world. It's got to the stage now. See, maybe even 2 games ago, if we'd drawn, I'd have had a bit of the fear about me, even though I know sensibly that it was never going to be an issue. But because it's so within our grasps, you know, a 0-0 wouldn't have bothered me all that much. But so delighted that we managed to get away with the win. Probably deserved to get away from the win for the way we played in the second half. You know, we were the only ones really creating any chances. I don't think Livy had many, if any, chances in that second half. So, absolutely delighted.
Yeah, I would agree. I think Livingston, they put a few balls into the box and stuff from set pieces, but they didn't really. I don't think McGregor was tested at all. Really, the majority of the game. I don't think he was really tested, and just on the second half display, Rangers' persistence really deserved the 3 points, and I'm delighted. And it's one step closer. It's just getting so much closer, and it's getting very exciting. And I'm not going to be able to sleep very soon, and I can't wait. So yeah, we're on to Saturday now. 3 o'clock kick-off on a Saturday, as Ali just says, against St Mirren. So we're very, very close. We're very, very close. So we'll go with man of the match. Ali, do you want to go first and pick somebody?
I think you could spin a roulette and just let it land in somebody and give it to them. But very hard to pick a man of the match for me. If I was really pushed, I thought Kamara was quite good. I thought he tried to make things work. I thought, obviously, the goal I thought came from Kamara with a quick feet again, making something happen. Yeah, if I had to give it to somebody, I'd give it to Glenn Kamara.
Scotia?
Yeah, I'm like Ali, very hard push to pick someone. I was like, it was getting to the stage where that decision had to be made, and I'm like, I really wish I didn't have to be honest. I think I'm going to give it to him for the 3rd time in a row. And I think this is a man of the match that I'll probably look back at the game. I hope I don't have to be honest, but look back at the game and completely revise my decision, because I'm probably giving it to him mainly for scoring the goal. But something that I sort of noticed was, see the chances that he was missing earlier that were going wide and stuff. In the past, Morelos would have maybe just went in and out a wee bit of a huff and almost kind of pulled himself out of the game, but he kept on going. So yeah, I think I'll give it to Morelos, but to be honest, it was a very difficult decision to give it to anyone, really.
I'm going to agree with you, Scotia. I put Morelos down as well for exactly the same things, mate. He didn't give up, and he got the goal that he deserved tonight, in my opinion, for the efforts he put in, and just because it gets it right up beaten, as far as I'm concerned. I think Morelos deserves a man of the match, and he deserves his goal, and the wee man's scoring again, and it's all we really need right now, and he's still in line to score the goal that wins us 55 at Parkhead, Ali. So he's hitting that form. But anyway, gentlemen, obviously we've managed to get just over half an hour out of talking about that game tonight, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. So that'll do us for tonight. So if you haven't already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and like the videos, and also leave us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast if that's where you listen. It really does make a huge difference and really helps support us. So thank you very much. We're also still raising money for MND Scotland. The charity raffle closes on Saturday. By making a £1 donation via our Facebook page, you'll be entered into the raffle with a chance of winning a fantastic frame print artwork of Fernando Rickson and a copy of the book Fernando Rickson, The Final Battle. So just head over to our Facebook page. The pin post at the top will tell you everything you need to do to enter. We're about £260 now, so we might not make our 555 target, but we're still raising a decent amount of money just now. So anything you can donate, it's only £1 to enter, would be greatly appreciated. Thank you to all who've donated so far, and thank you if you're going to do it in advance. Let's help fight the battle against MND. So, gentlemen, that'll do us for this evening. Enjoy the rest of your night. Scotia, enjoy wherever. Where are you, Scotia?
Yeah, up in Inverness.
Scotia, the question is it a firm or a soft pillow for tonight? Never a choice.
I don't know. I'll probably just fall asleep regardless, to be honest. Pretty knackered. Getting the train up, Kenny, knackers, even though you're doing nothing. It knackers you, but...
Wasn't sure whether you were a soft or a firm man, so...
Anyway, Scotia, enjoy your kip, mate. I will speak to you again soon. Cheers for your time, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Ali, thanks very much, mate.
No problem. Look forward to Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, some beers and 3 points towards the title.
Bring on Saturday. So thank you to all for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow and share anywhere that you can to continue to help us grow. It really is much appreciated. We are Club at 22 The Rangers podcast, and we will speak to you again next time. Cheers.